welcome back. This is Religion, Economics, and Politics. And of course, I'm yours truly, Morris Jackson. And look, I told you I was going to have Raymond Brown back with Symor Investments. He's the president, the owner, the founder, the visionary, you name it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have him be our resident guru here for everything investments and stocks and options, because I mean, Ray's just incredible. I've actually signed up for a couple of his programs, and you know, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to really encourage you all to do that by the end of the show. So we'll come back and we'll talk to that point. Ray will talk about how you can actually get hooked up in some of these programs. Will really benefit you financially. So, but anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to have, like I said, Raymond Brown, or I just call him, you know, Ray.
Right.
But anyway, Ray, welcome back to Religion, Economics, and Politics.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I think you're doing a great job with podcasts. So keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that.
Not everybody's brave enough to touch religion and politics, and you are. And the finance side of it. So
right. That's the third rail, right? You know, hey, but you know what? But it all goes hand in hand. And
right.
You know, one of the things, or actually the thing I wanted to talk about today, last time you were on, we talked about investing in the stock market. And for those of you that missed that podcast, you can go back to our podcast last year. You can actually go to REP Podcast. Actually, I forgot. Man, I didn't even plug my show. REPpodcast.com is the website where you can go and look on our website. You can find all of those the previous podcasts. And then also, you'll be able to find Ray's classes that he's going to offer. So all of that, we're updating the website now, so you're going to be able to see all of that. So if you don't see it today, keep looking. Plus, we'll have some announcements as well. So reppodcast.com. If you're watching this, I said via Facebook or YouTube, please like and share. Subscribe if you're on, actually on both Facebook and YouTube. The more followers, the better. It helps us get this message out, and please share and get it out to everyone. So, but like I said, back to my point. So last time we talked about stock and investing in the stock market and getting started, and just kind of those basic principles. So I want to take it to the next step now and talk about stock options. You know, that's just kind of been, I think, one of those topics in investing in the market that's kind of eluded us all. And it kind of sounds ominous, you know, and we don't necessarily know how it works, but we know somebody's doing it because some people are making a whole lot of money. So what is stock options or options investing for our viewers who don't know?
Great question. And again, we touched on the investing and buying assets and holding those assets for a long period of time. Those things are good. What we also do in the stock market is generate income. If you can imagine, there are a lot of careers on the stock market. Some people invest, but you have professional options traders out there. And that's what I want to kind of dive into, just a general framework of options trading. And if you don't mind, I got a little screen.
Oh, absolutely.
Here, I'll see if I can share that really quick, and we'll just kind of walk through some of this stuff. Okay, let me see if I can hit share here, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Right.
All right. Can you guys see my Symor Investments sign? Can you see that? Make sure you got me.
Yep, I can definitely see it.
All right, perfect. All right, so I want to kind of just talk about options income today. Again, the last time we talked about buying those assets and keeping them and allowing those assets to grow in value over time. And that's very important. And what I like to always tell new people on the stock market is you need that. That's very important. So there's not ever a or scenario when you start talking about options and owning stocks. It's both of them together. As a matter of fact, I have like I have a slide where I got two horses, a black horse and a white horse running together. One horse is labeled stock and the other one is labeled options, working together to build wealth for you. Okay. But when we talk about these stocks and what we talked about before and those assets, that was like planning out for a long period of time, right? So for retirements, for example, a lot of investors or people participating in the stock market are actually part of a 401k program or pension program. Well, those people are taking monies out of your check and buying stocks. And if you work a company, well, it used to be 20 or 30 years, over a period of time, those investments you've made through that 401k program and those pension plans grow over time. So when you retire, they say, hey, Mr. Brown, you can retire and this is what you have in your 401k. So that's great. And that's something that's very important. However, there is another facet of the stock market. And you said the term is kind of ominous to a lot of people, and it's called options trading. Okay. And what I want to talk about that really, I just got some quick notes here, and we'll kind of talk through these notes. Really quick, guys. Options trading for income. I think that's what we kind of label this as. Income means, I hope my camera is working
that's
okay.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. You're glitching a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, I come back.
Your screen's still up there. Hey, we're going to stay with you.
All right, super.
We're not going
income.
Anywhere.
Exactly. Income is, if we look at the term income, that means a steady flow of money coming into your pocket, right? We go to work and get income every day, right? So each check mark represents maybe a payday. Let me say that. So that's what income is. So options traders can go out on the stock market and make money based on stocks on a regular basis. Now, how does that work? Well, at one moment, I'm telling the viewers that we're going to buy stocks and we're going to hold them for a period of time. Like, you get a stock at $3 a share, it goes up to $50 a share. Everybody knows that you've made $47 for every share of that you own. Okay. And this can take 1, 2, 3, 10 years for that stock to do that. When you're buying stocks, you may spend $3, get one share, and you say, hey, I have $3 invested in the market. And you're not going to touch that money, let's say 10 years. When you get into 10 years, it may be worth 50. That's for every $3 you got in the market on a particular stock. That's what we call buying these assets and allowing that asset to grow over time. Now, that's one way that most people manage themselves on the stock market with respect to investing. Now, there is this thing called options trading, which is a little bit different than that, right? Although the premise is kind of the same, you want something to appreciate. With options trading, we do this. We make money, and I'll talk about this in a minute. We make money or profit on a stock price move-in, but the difference with options trading is this is the beautiful part about it. Regardless of direction of the stock market. Now, let me talk about that for a second. In the first scenario, when we buy stocks, that stock has to improve or increase its value over time in order to see a profit. Well, we all know that the stock market doesn't just do this all the time. As a matter of fact, we just came out of a huge correction period where the stock market didn't do that. We know the stock market did one of these things because of some things happening with inflation and the Federal Reserves and all this kind of stuff, which is a product of the COVID phenomenon we came out of. Well, we know this happened, right? So let me ask you, I can ask a rhetorical question to people, and that is this. When the market does this, does that mean that options traders can't get a residual income? They have to starve? No. So the concept of options trading was not developed on the premises of a stock price increasing forever, because we know that's just not possible, okay? The premise of options trading is this. They say, hey, regardless of direction of a particular stock, either up or down, we need to get what? One of these paychecks.
So, Ray, so I want to pause there for a second, because I think something you said there is very profound, and I wanted to interject something, if I may. So what you made me think about was Mitt Romney.
Right.
And so during the time that Mitt Romney was running for president, and I got these headphones on. You guys let me know if I'm yelling at you. Let me know.
No, you're good.
Okay, all right. So during the time Mitt Romney was running for president, his income or how he made his money came under scrutiny.
Okay.
So he made money on the markets, or they said he bet on the market. So even when the markets lost, he made money.
Correct.
So is this what we're talking about?
Could have been. Okay. Very well. Sometimes people have they call something called shorting the market, but it could have been that or options trading. You're exactly right. So there's another avenue to this thing called shorting the market. That's different. That's a whole different topic. There's so many ways to make money here. Well, it could have very well been, right. It could have been this. It could have been this. But we got to look at this on a stock by stock basis, right? It gets very granular, right? So on a stock by stock basis, let's say I own like General Electric, and I got a stock option on General Electric, okay? But if that's the case, I own, this is my definition for you guys, or everybody out there, the holder the right to buy or sell a set number of shares at a predetermined price over a defined time period. Let me break all that down for you. I may own a stock option on GE that gives me 100 shares of it. And this stock option may be good until February, check this out, February 2025. This is going to make your viewers very excited. What does that mean? That means this. I have the right to buy the shares at a certain price, let's say $3 a share, between now and February of 2025 on the stock, on the options contract, okay? Now, check this out. Without getting into too much training here, I just want to give you guys a good feel for what options are. Now, between now and February 2025, let's say the stock goes up to $20 a share. That's $17 above what I have a right to buy it for. $17 profit times 100 shares, that's going to give me a profit of $1,700. Just method to the madness there. Now, this price increase can happen in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Anytime between now and February of 2025 that ever goes up, I make money. But this is another beautiful part about it. Let's say, for example, I got a different options contract on the very same stock. And let's say it's currently trading for $7 a share. I'm going to keep this option till February 2025. But the options contract I want now is to say this. If the stock goes down to, let's say, $3 a share, and if I have a contract that says 7, that's $4. It's gone. Remember, the market has gone down. G stock is plummeting from $7 to $3 a share. If it goes down to that amount, these are arbitrary numbers, okay? That's $4 below the 7, and I got 100 shares. As it goes down to that, I've made myself $400.
So still
that's of options trade. Either direction, I get paid. Now, I can ask the audience, remember, I got to have an income. Look at all these check boxes as paychecks, okay? If I wake up today or this week, I need to get paid. Well, we know every day stock prices go what? Up or down. So every day somebody's getting a paycheck with options trading. The next week, the price is still going to either go up or down. Depending on what contract I have, somebody's getting paid. So remember, this is what I want the audience to really think about. When they see the term, the market is really struggling and everything's going down, the general notion is people are losing money when the market's going down. But guess what, guys? I've just showed you guys, if the market is going down, people can be making a whole lot of money. It's like a seesaw. One part's up, one part's down, another part's, and vice versa. So somebody's making money with options trading on the market every day. And it doesn't matter if the stock prices or the general market sentiment is going up or down. That's what I really want you guys to understand about options trading. And the thing about it, guys, what's so fun about it is there are 30 different option strategies to choose from. And I get into all this stuff when I start training, but there are 30 different ways to make money, right? So for example, One option strategy says the stock is going to go up. One says it's going to go down. Suppose I bought a contract that says, hey, it's going to go up or down. I don't care which direction. Just pay me. That's another strategy. There's 30 different ways to slice that thing up. And there, we go into those things in my options training course and my advanced options training course. So there's a lot of ways to think of this. Is it fail proof? You can make it fail proof. Or the risk, we can lower our risk dramatically based on elaborate options contracts that we want to put out there, options trades that we're going to put out there. So it's something you really want to learn. And let me say this to you guys. Think about this. Once you've learned this thing, I tell people come to our course all the time, once you've learned this, you can make money for the rest of your life. Morris, think about it. I can get laid off. I can be on vacation. I can be in a hospital room. If I can get a computer or get to a phone, I can go to a contract and pay for something. You can be on vacation and say, hey man, we want to stay another week. You want to say, oh, let me go take some contract. My daughter used to always run downstairs. Dad, give me a contract. I want to do this, do that. And they were buying and flipping contracts all the time. So there are 30 different strategies out there, and you can make a whole lot of money. Now, I did want to pull some statistics out for everybody. The professional options trader can go from 29,000 to 791,000. Of course, they do averages, right? So you got some people as low as that, high as 791,000. They say the average options trader in the U.S. make 167. Get a bonus of about 14,000. So, of course, and they said the average in San Francisco is about 49,000. So these are just general stats out there. This is income that we need to go after in our, in certain segments of the population. We need to go after this income because it's there. You can learn it, you can participate in it, and you can do it now. One question may be, well, Ray, how much does it cost to do an options contract? Well, it depends. I've had people pay as little, I'm gonna give you a prime example, as $11 for one contract. $11. Now check this out. This was real. We were buying contracts on, this is a stock symbol, but y'all know the name of this company. It's called GameStop. I can draw. Y'all know GameStop, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, draw a pen. But GameStop, if anybody remembers, maybe it was 2020 or I can't remember what year it was when GameStop just went bonkers, right? It just exploded. They got these people called Wall Street bets, and all these people just started chatting about different stocks. And when they do that, people start running and buying all the stocks, buying the stocks. And when they were buying the underlying stock prices, they were appreciating the GameStop contracts that some of our investors were in, and are making tens of thousands of dollars off of that $11 investment. Okay, and these are real people who are doing that. So that's the power in options contracts. So they can go from $11 per contract or $6 a contract all the way up to an ungodly amount of money. So the range is there, right? The range is there. So you can juxtapose getting 2 cups of coffee, Starbucks, or get yourself an options contract. You're like, well, Ray, I'd rather an options contract. I ain't got to do coffee every day. Well, that's where I come into play. When I train you on how to properly do that and how to go out there and find them at those prices, what the probabilities that the contract's going to do what we expect them to do, that's where the training comes into play. And what is the, I call it, I have this term with my daughters, we call it human work, right? Where it separates knowledge and work, right? If you're not afraid of learning something new and going out there working, you can start turning $11 into something special. Okay. Wow. So that's the power in learning some of this stuff as well.
So, okay. So Ray, you said it was very natural to you, and it did not go over my head.
Right.
Maybe it did some of the viewers, but you talked about your daughter
that's correct.
Buying contracts.
That's correct.
And just the way that you spoke about your daughter buying options contracts, this is the level of comfort I would like to see, at least 10% of the viewers get with teaching their children stock options and how to buy contracts, because this is generational wealth.
Right.
This is literally the creation of generational wealth.
Right.
There's no, you don't have to have a degree.
That's right.
You don't have to be from a certain pedigree in order to buy stock options. You know, take the time to invest in learning the stock options, and you can literally change your family, the whole scene as far as your family is concerned. What am I trying to say here? You can create a paradigm shift.
That's correct.
In your family.
That's correct. That's correct. You can definitely do that. Paradigm shift. And it's knowledge. And it's great that you caught the point that I said my daughters, one's 23 and one is 19, right? And they're very fluid with options trading. If I can train them where they can learn it, y'all just can learn this stuff. And again, they're not asking you to pay an ungodly amount of money to go to an ungodly number of schools to get an ungodly degree to get out there and do it. You can go right to the money. That's why I like to tell people. I say, hey man, we're going right to the cash register, right? No middleman. You're going to go from where you are to the brokerage account, and you're going to go right to the options trading, right? So that's the beautiful part about it. And once you infiltrate your money with the money of the masses or the multimillionaires out there, they can separate your $11 from the $11 that Mark Cuban may have, right? If they pay out Mark Cuban, and you're going to be part of it too. It's whether you're in buying the stocks with those assets, with the stock market, or you don't options trade. You're going to put your money out there with it, right? You're in the fabric of America. This is what it's all about. This is capitalism, and just the whole notion of the options phenomenon is just capitalism at its best, right? We're putting on a piece of paper the right to buy or sell a stock at a certain price in the future. That's just capitalism, guys. So, and that's the world we live in, and you got to learn this stuff, right? If you want to be independent of one income, right? Because once you learn this, nobody can take it from you. That's the beautiful part about it. Once you learn this stuff, you got this for the rest of your life, right? As long as you remain healthy, you can go out here and do options trading for the rest of your life. So to me, and I tell people that come to my training class, how can you put a price tag on that? You cannot put a price tag on learning how to do this and being able to do it for the next 20 years. Daughters get in the bind at some point in the future, they can go out and start looking for contracts.
Wow.
And get out of it. Instead of waiting on people who are doing GoFundMe and all this kind of stuff, just say, hey, what have I done for myself to better prepare me for a financial calamity? Well, I've learned this stuff. And I just recently put a post up of Warren Buffett to say, in during inflationary time periods, he says, what is the best? Somebody asked Warren Buffett, what is the best thing you do with your money? He said, invest in yourself, because when you get knowledge, it's inflation proof. In other words, whether the economy is this way or that way, your knowledge base that you've put into yourself is going to be there. So I think that's great as well.
Absolutely. And that just reminds me of two scriptures. I'm just going to kind of paraphrase them. Of course, on this show, we approach everything from a biblical standpoint. And I think so many business principles are based on biblical principles anyway, when you distill them down. God said that he gives us the power to get wealth.
That's correct.
But then the Bible also says, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Correct.
So didn't say you perish because you can't do something, or you don't have the ability to do it, or you aren't smart enough. It's just that you lack the knowledge.
That's correct.
So when Ray talks about investing in yourself and in your family, this is what this is about. As a matter of fact, I've put my money where my mouth is. I've invested in and signed up for your next options course and options training. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to track my progress. Now, of course, it's going to be what I put in, but I'm going to track my progress financially and how this course is working out for me. And from time to time, I'll update you all. And I'm going to come back again and again and again, and I'm going to keep encouraging you to sign up for one of these courses. Folks, it's literally money on the streets. I mean, we're leaving money out on the streets.
Correct.
So you would actually do yourself and your family a disservice by not investing in yourself.
Right. And I'm gonna say this, and technology, guys, has broken the barriers for a lot of this stuff. And I hate to age myself, but I've been doing this since like 1998, right? But over the time between then and now, there's a thin line, or the veil has been uncovered from Wall Street. You got these brokerages, you got these all these services out here, the YouTubes, and you got this classes like I have here to teach you how to do this stuff, right? And again, you can go right from your laptop or your phone, make some decisions and make some money all in one fell. You can just one fell swoop, make decisions with your iPhone on a trade, make money off that trade, and have that money go right to your checking account.
Wow.
The only thing that's separating you from that is what? Knowledge.
Yep.
That's the only difference. If you can press the right buttons, you can become like everybody goes and plays the lottery. I know the chances are little that you're going to win, but people can literally increase their financial standing by learning how to do something like this, incrementally put themselves in a build wealth for themselves, incrementally put themselves in a better financial situation. Not saying it's fail proof, but listen, I say this on the options trading. You're going to learn or you're going to make money. So there's no losses in this thing. You're going to be better off than where you are today, period, because you're going to learn some stuff. Then you're going to make money on top of that. All right. So there are no losses here for me. For me, like I said, $11 for a couple of cups of coffee or an options contract. Well, we know, let me tell y'all this really quick about losses with options market. The most I can lose, let's say I get a contract for $11, like I'm showing you on the screen. The price doesn't move the way we expect it. The most I lose in that is $11. For some people, that burns them. To me, I can go to Starbucks and they fill my coffee up. I get about 20% coffee. When you start buying those drinks, macchiatos and stuff, 20% of that is coffee or whatever it is. The other is foam and powdery stuff. I don't know what it is.
Sugar.
But we spent $6 for that. And then I'm like, man, and what was that? But you feel great about losing your money there. Or there's another example I like to give. You go to Macy's, right? You buy an outfit and maybe you spent $180 and it was beautiful. Well, you go back 30 days later, the same outfit is selling for $27. To me, that's $150 you've lost, but people don't bat an eye. They say, oh, no problem. What if they lose $11 on a contract? They're like, well, I ain't doing that no more.
Right. And there's also no return on that investment.
There's zero return. You didn't learn anything. With the clothes, you didn't learn anything. You just kind of, you didn't invest in yourself or anything. So
it's a
mindset, right? Right. So we want you to, guys, change your mindset a little bit. Less consumerism on some of that stuff and more into education and learning things like this that will help build the foundations for a solid financial footing out here and give you multiple streams. This is what we're talking about here, multiple streams of income. In the Bible, you mentioned the Bible, it says, don't do 7, but do 8 streams of income. That's what they're saying.
Wow. 8 streams of income.
Solomon says that in Ecclesiastic. He said, you don't know what's going to happen, so you need 8. He said, hey, I'm telling you the quote. He said, I need 7. They said, no, I'll make it 8 because I don't know what's going to happen out here.
Wow.
Right?
I like that.
So, yeah, it's in Ecclesiastes. Y'all looked that up. 8 streams of income scripture. Look it up. It's going to tell you that.
You have me thinking about the servants with the talents.
That's right.
All the other servants are invested.
That's
they
right.
all invested and multiplied their master's money.
That's right. That's
but
right.
The one who did not, he called him what? Evil.
Right.
And he took away what little he had and gave it to the one who made the most.
Boy, that's a scripture that people won't touch it. I don't know why they leave that stuff out. Most people do not. I know you got a religion and politics show, but on the religious side, man, people do not want to talk about that. They say, oh no, we don't want to talk about that one.
Well, as long as you put it in the offer plate,
Yeah. But y'all, we got to do better. Hey, listen, 2023, we know better. We got information now, and this is new generation more. These people are coming up. Like my daughter, they're smart. They're hitting it. Yes. And they're gonna receive this info. I'm gonna call them speaking it. They're gonna receive information like this. They're gonna support it, and they're gonna learn this stuff, whether they learn it with me or not. But they're gonna learn this stuff and be better. right? So
Do it right
that's
there
what I'm
on your
looking at.
cell phone while you're riding the bus, the train, on your
Oh
lunch
man,
break. You
yep.
know, I mean, you could do it from anywhere.
I literally did it in Turks and Caicos, and I did a video about it 2 years ago. I was in Turks and Caicos I rented a house out there, and I was on the beach. The house is on the beach. I was on the porch, and I did an options trade, and I showed everybody, look what I just made. I can do that,
Wow.
right? And that's what you want to do. Waiting on a bonus from a job every 6 months, every year, that's just not me. That's just not the way I'm cut out to be, right? I got to go out there and make it happen for myself. Like these little check marks here are paychecks. This is what you need out here, especially in this economy with all this inflation and everything's. The costs are just insane out here. You need this kind of stuff to keep up. So if you don't think you would like to do it, if you think you don't want to do it, you probably need to do it to keep up.
Here's another thing. If that doesn't motivate you, because taxes are something that I really hate to pay. I pay no more than what I have to pay. Now, this income is taxed differently than income that you actually go to work and work for.
Right.
So it's not taxed the same, folks. So, I mean, hey, so you're telling me I have the potential to increase my earnings, have unlimited, amount of paychecks or pay periods coming in. I can make, on that other chart you had there, make up to what, 791,000 a year. Yeah, I think I can manage that. I can do all right with that. And at the same time, you're telling me I'm not going to have to pay as much in taxes. Now, I'm probably going to have a tax expert come on and
I think they have to clean that up a little bit. Yeah,
clean that up a little bit.
There's some details around that one. Yeah.
Let me put a disclaimer out there. I am in no way giving you tax advice.
Because when you start pushing your income up, it's going to move your brackets and all that kind of stuff. Oh, Uncle Sam's in there now.
So, but I'm sure there's some ways to lawfully. Let's just put it this way. There's some ways to lawfully make sure that you're paying no more taxes than what you are required to pay.
That is correct. Don't overpay. Don't do that. If you're saying that, you're safe to say that. You don't want to overpay taxes.
So, Ray, you have classes, and I know we're running on time here. And hey, it's Sunday. It's Championship Sunday. My Cowboys are getting ready to play here next. So Ray jabs us all the time about the Cowboys, man.
That's correct.
I'm hopefully they don't let me down today. But I know you have an options class coming up. Kind of tell everyone the dates on that and where they can sign up.
Sure, exactly. So they're going to actually be on January the 28th. That's this Saturday. And it's going to start at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys are still seeing my screen, that's it right there.
Okay.
And what are options? We're going to talk about that in more detail. How do you begin? We're going to walk you through how to actually start doing this stuff. Okay. How to use options to generate a new income stream. That should be exciting to people. And what I always love to do is say all my courses, the last bullet is always going to be a plan to succeed. Because again, you can go to webinars, seminars, you can do all that stuff. But if you don't have a plan when you leave, a step-by-step plan on how do you execute and make it work for you, I don't think you've done yourself a service. You'll learn a lot of stuff, but unless you got it in a formatted plan, it may not be as powerful for you. So we do have a plan to succeed there. So we start off at about 11:30 a.m. Central Standard, go to 12:30 p.m. Central Standard. So it's about an hour to give you a good foothold in options trading. We've had people leave this course, go right out to the options market and start making money. We've had that. So there's also an advanced options course, the same that I've had people take this one and the advanced, which goes right into this. So if you go to reserve.symorinvestments.com, that link right there, the very first icon there is a list of classes. Right there, you'll see the beginner options trading, and you also see the advanced options trading. So you can take one or take both, and feel free to sign up. And I would love to have you. It's all remote training. So I will actually be in New York doing the class. I'll be in Manhattan actually this Saturday, but I'll be training you guys remotely. And I want you guys to join up and learn this stuff.
And this will be a virtual class, right?
Yeah, virtual class.
All right. Oh, and make sure, so if you go and sign up, like I said, after seeing this show, make sure you just type in there REP. So that way we just kind of know that, hey, look, the message is getting out there, and that way we can track all of this. But we're going to have Ray on every month. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and commit Ray to next month, Black History Month.
That's going to be great.
I think no better way to actually recognize Black History Month than financial wealth building.
That's correct.
And building a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
That is all I have, Ray. Man, I want to thank you for joining us today. And I want to say before I go, and if you're on the fence about taking one of these courses, I'm looking right now, single mothers with children. Mm-hmm. Look, you want to come out of that financial hole, this is a way to do it. Anyone, couples out there struggling, trying to make ends meet, you've been laid off, looking for work, this is how you level up, as the young folks say. This is how you level up. Exactly. I don't care what language you put it in. Look, I want to prosper. So level up, whatever you call it. Look, this is how you do it. This is how you change your life, the lives of your children and children to come. This is how you pay tuition. This is how you go on some of those trips. Look, I want to say, Ray, I see your daughters. I see you guys online all the time, man. Hey, you guys are on some beautiful trips.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the time. Beautiful trips.
Yeah.
And I really admire, what you've done with your daughters, inspiring them. I mean, they're entrepreneurs. They're very smart. I think one's going to school in New York, and another's an entrepreneur. I mean, man, just great. I mean, great example of what we should all aspire to when it comes to our children and being an example for them. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So,
and this is a part of giving back, right? Mm-hmm. So what we're doing here, the whole intent for this whole product was to give back to the community, just like your platform here. We're looking to reach back and bring people along that want to do better, just like you said, because it's too much of a burden for you and I to be successful, and that's it. God had a bigger purpose in that, right? Your talents, like the talent you have for what you're doing now, is expected because of the gift God has given you, right? So I feel like this is our part, giving back, and we're going to do our work as hard as we can to reach as many people as we can, to make as many people we can lives better in the area that we're in. So,
and thank you so much for that, Ray. Really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to have you back on a monthly basis as things are happening in the country. And see, when we talk about, how does religion, economics, and politics, how does all that tie together? Well, if you don't recognize and are aware of what's going on in the political world and what's going on around us, see, that impacts stocks. That impacts investing.
Exactly right.
And the Bible also tells us, we should be aware of what's going on around us.
That's correct.
So all of these things tie together. So we need to be wise. So I guess let's go back to full screen, or we take the presentation down.
Yes, sure. There you go.
All right. So, but thank you again, Ray. I really appreciate it. Man, like I said, I took some notes here, and I got this recorded, so I'll go back and watch it again myself. But as always, on religion, economics, and politics, stay vigilant. Be blessed.
All right. Thank you, man.